All right, we are live. Let me get this link up and everything like that. Give me 1 second. There. All right. Let's see. Live streaming. Okay. Let me just tweet it out so everybody can join in here 1 second. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right, let me make sure this is coming through okay. All right, still using Zoom this time, but hopefully everything's coming through fine. All right, well, good evening, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Greetings, fellow traders. Hope everybody had a great trade today. So today we're going to be talking about day trading pitchforks. We're going to continue our conversation with that. And today we're going to be talking about indicators. So good stuff there. Before we get started, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So let me find that disclaimer. There we go. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. So what we're going to do is what we always do is we're going to take a look and see where we left off at the market here today. And then we're going to take a look at the futures and see what they're up to or down to this evening and what we might be setting up to going into tomorrow. And then we'll go through the topic and then we'll take a look at questions and chart requests. So let's get started. Let me find the screen right here. All right, good stuff. All right, awesome. So let's take a look here. So SPX, again, we're down about 2 points today. We did hit fresh all-time highs today. Weekly chart still working its way up here. Monthly chart, again, over the upper Bollinger Band here, still green and going forward. I kind of mentioned it's a little bit weird, right? I mean, we're kind of continuing to push our way up to all-time highs. And we're following this wave up, but this wave just doesn't feel impulsive, right? I mean, this was impulsive, right? We gap, go, gap, go, gap, go, gap, go, right? This is just kind of feeling kind of grindy, right? So, but it is what it is, and also the intraday price action didn't really feel super duper bullish today, right? Especially with the drop at the close. So on the PFE vaccine news. So, but we're still going with it, right? We're over the 80 MA and we're climbing our way up. We hit fresh all-time highs today, so just still riding the wave. So big deal right here, right? Speaking of which, we'll get to this in a little bit, but we are basically at the top of the pitchfork right here. So this is kind of an interesting area. Remember, we started this pitchfork. If I go back a little bit longer here, let's do 3 years on this one, just so you can see it. Back here, right to the 2018 lows, right? And then the Corona crash high and the Corona hash lows. And then here we are, we rejected these levels right here and we're up to these levels right here. So let's see how those end up playing out. And I'll show you an indicator too to show when these things might be stalling out at a pitchfork level here today. So, so good stuff. S&P futures are the SPX. So, I mean, we pushed our way up here this morning, pretty nice move right there. And then kind of this grindy pullback and then a big launch, right? I mean, everything was looking super duper bullish here. And then this sharp reversal, right? If you go to the 5-minute chart, and again, these are levels that we provide to our members before each market open. There was another key level that we use intraday on the futures, but this inside 5 really started to project that move down, right? And we actually caught a nice piece of this at the end of the day, which we walked through on the live stream at the close. So good stuff there. Speaking of futures, let's take a look and see what they're up to or down to here this evening. So we're up about $7 here. So after that big crash, right? It looks like price might be trying to grind its way up and get back to the scene of the breakdown, but we'll see if it can do that through this evening, getting a little bit of a drop right here. So you can see our signal zones today ended up where they were pretty tight areas, right? So this is a tough area to trade in today. It was mostly just off of key levels, right? We had the VAH from yesterday with the bounce, right? Obviously the fresh all-time highs were a big level to trade against. And then we got really, really down here to the almost close to the point of control before we reversed our way up again to all-time highs. And then we had the inside 5, which took us down on the futures. So let's see what we have in store for this evening. Let's put a couple geometric lines on this here. And that's gonna be a tough one. That's gonna be a tight one right here. But let's just kind of go from here to here and just see how this triangle holds going into the rest of the evening. And if it breaks out, right, we might return to the scene of the breakdown. If it breaks down, they might want to kind of retest these areas here too. So we'll see how that goes throughout the night. So good stuff. So let's take a look and go over the topic. So let's see here. So the topic again of this week has been day trading pitchforks, right? And so pitchforks are really cool. We talked about a lot of techniques this week. We talked about the basics of it. We talked about how to draw the pitchforks and align that median line with some other significant levels, right, of interest. And then we talked yesterday about bounces and using our price action off of those levels to help find it. But sometimes it helps to have a little indicator on our side to show that that it's ready to go. So let's take a look here at an indicator that can be helpful for us. And so let me pull up the let's just go ahead and just pull up the SPX here today on the 1 minute chart. Okay, and let's see if we can get a nice little pitchfork in here today. So it gave a couple interesting moves. And so one of the things that we can do, we can try to align a pitchfork off of these levels. A little bit tricky today, but you know what we do is we go to a major pivot here, right, and then we go to this pivot right here, and we check this one. Well, that was a little bit rough, right? So another thing we could do is we could check out this pivot right here, go from here to here, and check this one out. Okay, so that one actually looks pretty good, right? Because we could start to see that there was some median lines that were lining up right here. That held as a median line, held as a median line. So what we could do from this point is put our RSI up, right? So RSI can be a very, very helpful tool with that. So let's get that pulled up here. And what we do is we like to have it set at the 70-30. So let me get the RSI pulled up here. And one of the key levels that we look for, right, are overbought and oversold areas, right? So that's the cool thing about these pitchforks is they can help us find areas. And a lot of times if we're declining, right, if we have a declining pitchfork like we do right here, we would expect to find an oversold level for a bounce if we get close to the pitchfork level. And that's exactly what happened here, right? So you can see we got oversold here on the 30, right, 30 to 70. We hit those levels. And once we started to cross back up, that's a good indication that this thing might be ready to at least move up to the median line. And it did, and it came back up, retested it, and then continued to go. The same thing holds true looking in the opposite direction as well, right? So, you know, if we could get a decent pitchfork area, so this is gonna be a little bit of a tricky one here. Tough levels on this one, but if we go here, you know, to here, that didn't really get us to the levels. It's hard to get an alignment sometimes on these, right? So let's go here to here. That's not horrible. Okay, so we got a pretty decent alignment right here with the median line. And then we got to the top of the pitchfork right here, and RSI was overbought, right? And we got a nice cross to the downside. So that did give a pretty decent move down from about 36.67 to 36.65 for a 2-point move. This one right here was a decent bounce off of these levels. You can see we got really close and we bounced basically right off of the 70 line and worked our way down too. So this is good stuff, right? So this is a very helpful tool to use. And like I said, the reason that we're looking for overbought levels here is because we have a rising pitchfork, right? So that is one of the helpful tools that we can add to help us find that. So let's actually take a look here on the daily chart. So if we go back up here where we got to the daily chart, let's take a look at the difference between here and now. And we can see once we put up the RSI on here what the difference is, right? So let's take a look. So RSI here. Okay, so at this bounce right here, RSI was very overbought, right? And then we got a nice cross down through these levels, right? And that gave us a nice down move here in the market. But right now, the RSI is not overbought here on the daily chart. So it is possible that we could overshoot the top of the pitchfork. And then at that point, this could be an area of potential support. So we could come back up, retest it, and then go from there. But if we get an RSI overbought, we cross over, and we're also crossing through the pitchfork, we'll look at that as a potential level of a short on the market. So RSI is a very good tool to use at the pitchfork, and again at the to look for bounces. Again, rising pitchfork, so we look for overbought levels in that case. So good stuff. Well, hopefully you guys found that helpful. And at this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So good stuff. I don't have an email here from Shirley tonight, so hopefully she's doing well. And again, guys, thanks everybody for keeping her in your thoughts and prayers as she does get better all the time. And I really like that she likes to participate in the trading and with trading ideas too. I know that's a fun thing. So hopefully she'll join us again next week, and we'll go from there. So good stuff. Mike, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing well. Let's take a look and see what we've got here in terms of requests and questions and ideas. So let's take a look. So you've got Possible follow through on BA. So today was definitely the day to get in, right? So yesterday, right, was the breakout today, and today what we talked about. I did that video over Thanksgiving, for swinging options, right? And what we look for on these breakout candles is three things, right? So for us to take a position on a breakout, right? One, a pause day, right? Or a double pause day, something like that, where price is just kind of pausing and then starts to get going, right? So that's one of the things we look for. Two, we look for a retrace, right? So we did not get a retrace. Or three, which we got here on Boeing, is we look for a gap up and some strength. So yeah, so that being the case, Boeing does have some potential for some more upside based on those kind of rules. So let's see if we can do that. But the ideal situation was to get in today and ideally have some runners that could get some follow through. So really here, on the intraday price action today, we had a nice trade at the open. We traded this at the open. I took profit, but it would have been nice to at least have a few runners on here after the 15-orb breakout and just kind of keep the stop under like the 15-orb level or even under this inside 15 level for a swing and just kind of let this thing go and see if it can continue to work its way up. This way, if it does gap down tomorrow, right, there's the odds of it kind of pulling back is a little bit, break even is a little bit better. So we'll see if Boeing can get some more upside. It does look pretty good. It's starting to get extended. There's a couple of things that we're looking at on this one. If we go to the Fibonacci extensions, if you look at the start of this potential wave one, you go from here, right, to here to the wave two, we're already at the 1.272, right? But it has room to the 1.618. So 260 is a possibility here. Another thing we do is we could retrace here to the wave three and then back to the wave four. And you can see this really looks like it has a lot of room to go, right? So the 1.272 is up to the 263 and the 280 is the next level up. So I'm kind of liking this move right here, right? So the potential of this one on this pullback. So if it does have more upside, let's see if we can get over the 382, the 250 level, and then we'll see if we can get up to that 260 area. So that's kind of the ideas that we're looking for on Boeing right now. So good stuff. And then CCL, yeah, I mean, it's so tough, right? I mean, this thing is just all stimulus based, but I mean, it was just a strong sector day and the airlines were strong today. And therefore, and Boeing was right along with the airlines, right? So nice stuff there. Yeah, but CCL was a strong one too. Again, if you can get long here on the breakout of the 15-orb high on this relative strength, right? You get some runners on that one. You take some profit on it and you got stops here or even stops at break even on this one. We'll see if we can get some more upside. So nice stuff there on CCL. So good stuff. ZEK Snow. Woo! What a reversal today. What a reversal. Look at that. Woohoo! So again, it was down on earnings, right? I mean, it was gapping down, it was down, and then it was just like, the shorts got squeezed really, really quickly right there. And then just a huge move to the upside today on Snow. So again, and it looks like we got fresh all-time highs on it too. Just incredible stuff on Snow. So amazing candle today. For Snow, look for a breakout over today's highs if we're looking for some more upside on it. That can happen off of one of the first days of earnings. So good stuff. And Intel. What a move on Intel. Big inside day up, guys. Again, this is an example right here of your breakout candle right here. Here's your pause day, and it's kind of like a double pause day, but you got some relative strength. This thing just kept on going. So it's coming through almost an invisible cloud right now. So just very, very bullish price action on Intel. I know you'd think like NVIDIA would be moving after good earnings, but anyway, good stuff there. CVS, I know this thing's just a monster, right? Kind of worked its way up into the gap up there. Some good volume on that one. Let's see if that can get some follow through to the upside as well. And Amazon with a double inside day. So double inside day here on Amazon. Let's see if I can get a clear chart for you. But basically the whole thing with Amazon is it's just kind of triangulating around. Let's get a couple trend lines on here. So it's kind of triangulating around up here, right? So it's got this and this, right? And then it's got this geometric line right here. It's a very, very important level for us to, to continue to monitor, right? So a couple key geometric levels right here that we want to look. So double inside, if we could break out over these levels, right, and get over the cloud, right, there's a possibility that we could work our way up here to this, that area above. So good stuff. Smeet, what's going on? Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Royal, how are you? Hope you're doing well and hope you had a great day too. Let's take a look at pins. So pins is one that's definitely been on the radar. This is an example of a breakout and looking for the pullback, right? So So pins basically broke out of the geometric line here. Unfortunately, it was on low volume, right? And so it gave you a couple nasty days right there. So you look here at this point for the 618, we got a nice bounce off of the 618 yesterday. So the ideal time is to try to get in off of that dip and then let runners run with the options, right? So let's just kind of take a look at yesterday. It did give an opportunity to get in there. In fact, it did give a nice inside 15, right? So the idea is to get long there, right? Try to hold this thing for a runner, right? And then you can move stops up to break even and let the runners run. So that's the idea with pins. So let's see if that can get some more fall to the upside. It did leave kind of a nasty upper shadow today. So we've got that going on. And then Etsy, let's take a look. Etsy is kind of similar, right? So let's take a look. So Etsy, again, it gave a nice breakout right here. Now this was interesting, right? So it started to break out right here. This is the day that we want to try to get in, right, at the lows, on relative strength, say like a 15-word breakout. So this was back on the 27th. Let's see if we can go back to the 27th here. So the 27th was back here. Yeah, I mean, so the idea is off the 15-word breakout, right, to try to get long here, right, try to get some runners. And then, this at that point here would have probably been the great place to take profit on those runners, right, and then kind of see where it goes. So it's basically just pulling back right here. So it's basically right in the area of that original 15-word breakout, but that would have easily been a break-even stop out if we didn't take profit that next day. So at this point here, after the breakout, we want to see how it's holding. So it's holding the ADMA at this point, right? So we got the nice move up here. Here's your fresh wave up, right? So we got right here, and it got right to the, it held the 382 pretty decently that day, and we're kind of chopping our way up there. So not quite a 618 retrace, but a 382. So, and it's over the ADMA. So let's see if we can kind of work its way up, but we got some declining volume on it. So a little bit of caution off of that one. SMDC4S president accounted for. Glad you made it, man. Hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at Rocky. Let's take a look at Apple. Yeah, so Apple at the inside day, I was hoping for a little bit more strength on this one today because yesterday was kind of the first breakout candle. It was on lower volume, which is always annoying. And then it gave us the inside day, which is typically lower volume, which is fine. But the gap up over the inside day, I was hoping would just kind of retest the inside day and go, but it really ran out of steam, right? So it was just kind of a rough day. And we actually shorted Apple today. We love this shooting star here off of the ADMA and then the 15-word breakdown. So we got a nice trade off of that to the short side today. And then it's tried to rally, but it just didn't get any follow through on it, right? Just didn't get any extra strength. You can see that on the daily chart here. So maybe it's a double pause day. So we'll still keep it on the radar. Maybe it'll give us some action tomorrow. But again, it's still below the macro upper trend line. So it's not really in full bull mode right now. Let's take a look at Rio. Wow, look at Rio. Okay, so this is a good one right here too. I know you guys pointed this out yesterday. I mean, it's if we kind of go back here, it's an ADR, so it's a little bit tougher, right? So you can kind of look at this looks like a breakout with a retrace, right? I mean, it's tough with all the gaps, right, on these names. It doesn't give a lot of fluidity there, but we did get a breakout here, right? We got a nice push to the upside, and this one kind of gave like a 382 pullback before going, but it does seem to be trying to climb its way up there. Again, I usually don't trade these ADRs because of all the gaps on it, but it is working its way up. Verizon hanging in there, up a little bit here today. Nice inside day, so let's keep an eye on those inside day levels going into the rest of the day. So good stuff. GG, what's going on? Apple, the bubble report indicated an upward movement here any day now. Any thoughts on that? Yeah, so Elliott wave-wise, that was one of the things that we were looking at here is the 1 hour chart, right? So it looks like it could be working on a wave 3 up. We might be triangulating right here. So this is clearly an impulsive wave, right? This was kind of the dip area right here that we're looking at. It looks like it might be trying, right? So this could be kind of a wave 1, wave 2. So one of the things we just want to see if it can break out over these levels right here. And if it does, right, we might see some more upside on it for another impulsive wave up. So the ideal situation at this was the wave 2 pullback, and we're starting a wave 3. But there's still a possibility this is an A, B, and we might see a larger C wave down before it's ready to go. So we just have to be careful with that. So that's one of the things that we look at. And keep in mind, if you just for Bubble Report subscribers, right, we get into more detail in this in the Elliott Wave chat room and in the group too. So to look for entries and things like that. So and evaluate. So good stuff there. Appreciate it. Awesome. So Crane, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look at SI. So SI, yeah, Silvergate again, pushing its way up there. Fresh highs on this one. Looks pretty impulsive. Some good volumes been coming in on this one. Lemonade, please. Yeah, big move on Lemonade today. So just a huge move we were just talking about there. We're like, oh, well, I mean, it broke out of the upper trend right here. It gave a pullback off these levels, like an 886 retrace, right? And then just launched today. So let's see if that can get some more follow through to the upside on that one. Big move on that. Looks like it's up after hours too on Lemonade. So pretty cool stuff there. Twilio, again, upper shadow there. Watch the shooting star candle if it wants to pull back in the range. SE. SE, another upper shadow here too, just kind of messing around in that that megaphone area that makes it tough to trade. T-Doc, we were hoping for some more strength on T-Doc here. I mean, it got above the geometric line right here, but it's basically just still kind of chopping above those levels. I mean, at this point now, it's like you almost want to just put a fresh geometric line right there, right? Just to kind of see if it can get above those levels. It's kind of struggling a little bit, but we're hoping it gets bullish, but still below the 200 day and all that stuff. So INO with an upper shadow off the 200 day, so a little bit of caution off of that one. Futu, again, upper shadow. A lot of these are looking pretty bearish right here. Upper shadow and red candle off the ADMA on that one. EXAS. Exactly, a strong candle right there, right? So it's a pretty good breakout out of these levels, right? So you can kind of see this, right? Nice little breakout out of those levels right there. Strong candle right there. This is your first kind of breakout candle, double pause day and up. So let's see if I can get some follow through on that one. Nice find there. NNOX. Yeah, so it's kind of right off of that that cup and handle level, right? That was a really key area for it to try to get above. Docu earnings tonight. So again, strong candle today, right at the geometric level, sideways cup and handle pattern, and wouldn't you know it, it gapped out, it pushed up here after hours, and it's kind of pulled back here a little bit. So just kind of see how it holds tomorrow. It's got some crazy levels to deal with. They'd have to really push it up in the morning for that to turn into any sort of gap and go, but a decent upside move on that one. MGNI. Yeah, strong move on MGNI today. Decent volume too, fresh highs. So looking pretty good right there. See if we can push it over today's highs. RNG making a breakout. Look at that thing. So strong move right here. Again, you had this cup and handle-ish type pattern right here. Yesterday was the breakout candle. Today gave you some nice momentum to the upside. So let's see if that can continue to get some follow through on it. Very, very nice stuff there. Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you so much. And then, of course, Tesla. So Tesla, again, kind of like a morning star reversal, right? I mean, technically it is, right? I mean, I wouldn't really call this a downtrend, but for Tesla, it's a downtrend. But we had a gap down here, real body below it, and then we got back above it. We're closed over 50% of this range of the prior candle. So let's see if Tesla can continue to work its way up. But nice stuff there on Tesla. I love it. ZEK, so Snow bounced nicely off of that 618 retrace. Yeah, so let's take a look here. So depends where you go from, right? So let's see. So you go here to here. Yeah, I mean, it held basically that 382, right, for a nice move off of that. Just depends where you start from, but good stuff there on Snow. Love it. GG Trident. Nice. Yeah, exactly. That's the Pitchfork, the Trident. You gotta love it. Gary, what's going on? How you doing? Good to see you. Let's take a look at Amazon. Again, double inside day on Amazon below the geometric line. So let's see if we can try to break out of those tomorrow for some Friday fun. Baba was actually pretty fun this morning. So this gave us some good moves, and it's up after hours here too. So nice move on Baba today. This was a great one. We pointed it out at the open. Some good strength right there for a nice push to the upside. Then it's kind of chopped around a little bit, but it looked like there was some good buying going on it today. So let's see. It's right at the 80 MA. Let's look to see if we can get some further strength going into tomorrow. Again, this is a solid, push back above the 618 retrace from this last level. So if it's ready to go, right, let's see. This could be a wave one. This could be a wave two. And let's see if we can get another impulse up to at least get up to that 280 level. So that's what we're seeing here on Baba. So good stuff there. Trade for Life, mRNA, Moderna. So this thing gave a good push at the close and kind of drifting up here too a little bit after hours, right? So, Pfizer said they couldn't supply as many vaccines as they thought they could. And then Moderna came in after hours and said, oh, we can supply it. So looking pretty good there from Moderna. So let's see if they can get some fall to the upside. So good stuff. Alma, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look at Lulu. So Lululemon. Okay, so this thing has definitely been working its way up here nicely, right? We got a strong breakout candle. We got a nice follow through day with the gap, right? And then it gave kind of a nasty pullback right there, but still trying to continue to work its way up. Generally looking pretty good. But at this point here with all these upper shadows, I'd kind of just keep an eye on today's high to see if we can break out of those levels. So you kind of got this going on, a little bit of a kind of a W cup and handle type thing working on right there. So WBA, another one of the FANG names, right? So I'd say these pharmacy names, just amazing stuff, right? So good moves right here off the lows, right? There's your recent levels, right off the 618, double inside day up the 618. Then a quick retrace off of that one. That gave you a 618 retrace, and then it started to go. So big push to the upside here, and it's actually respecting an old fib fan line, which is pretty cool. AD, what's going on? PLTR. Yeah, lots of option activity on this one. This is one of the highest traded options today. And it just kind of blah. So on Planeteer, but it's kind of a rough candle there with the upper shadow on it, but they tried to push it today a little bit. So we'll see if we can get any follow through on that one. Reed, yeah, pins. Let's take a look. So, oh no, you're good. Yeah, so pins again, same thing here, right off the 618, and then another bounce off the 618 here. So trying to get it in those areas after the breakout, sometimes can lead to some nice moves. So let's see if we can continue to push and get over today's highs. So good stuff there. And then NNOX. NNOX again, same thing, right? Just watching those geometric levels. 80 p.m. Good stuff. Yeah, you're good, Reed. So Suyag, what's going on? Or Sumi, let's take a look. So we got XOM. I was skipping ahead there for a second. So XOM, woo! Interesting, right? It looks kind of like this almost like a rising kind of megaphone type thing going on here. A bit of a pause day there after yesterday's strong candle. We do have some declining volume. We're still below the 200 day, but let's see if we can get any action on it. That would be nice. Oh yeah, Mike, yeah, ZS with the gap and go today. Just a beautiful one today. We pointed this one out in the bubble report this morning. Just some great follow through in this one. We say if we can get over these highs right here, we talk about it here all the time in the live streams. We talked about it last night too, and you mentioned it last night. So if we get over those highs, right, look for the gap and go, and it sure got it. So very, very nice move on that one. Big push on that one today. Great stuff. Good. And then the PLTR played for you. Nice. Yeah, good doji and a huge gap up on that one. Nice job on that one, too. I think for tomorrow, LAZR is going to be the IPO. Nice. That could be interesting. So gave a big move right there. Again, can't do the options on it, but good stuff there. Suya, what's going on? Tesla. Again, hopefully, a Morningstar reversal continuation going into tomorrow. And then CRM up a whopping 19 cents today. So a little bit choppy there today. This is actually on our bearish radar for the majority of the day. And Sammy actually mentioned that this morning. And look at that. Ended up turning into a nice bear flag breakdown below the 15 orb low. And that hit one of our methodologies too as a short today, which is beautiful. You got to love when that happens and you see that play out. SPLK with got splunked last night. Look at that thing. Whew, it's way down here, guys. Some nasty move right there. That's going to be tough. I mean, at this point here, just watch to see if it pushes below the lows and the highs. That's going to give some major levels to trade to look to trade with on that. So again, it'll probably consolidate down here for a while. So it'll probably be some accumulation, and then eventually they'll try to break out. But we'll wait till it gives us some volume on the breakout. So good stuff there. AD, what's going on? Workhorse. Let's take a look. Yeah, Workhorse had a really strong move intraday today. It was like this type of volume was pretty impressive on it intraday for a big move. I was almost like, what is Tesla buying them out or something like that? But it was a good move back over the 50-day moving average and here at the cloud. So one of the cool, it's a tough name to trade for sure. But it did pull back into the golden zone, right? The 618 to 786, and then started to work its way back up. So some pretty good stuff on Workhorse there. Umesh, what's going on? Tilray, let's take a look. So Tilray hanging on there, inside day, trying to work its way up a little bit here. Let's see if we can get some follow through on that one. Tricky name, of course. Neo. Again, Neo kind of doing its thing here. So drifting up a little bit here. We'll see what kind of action it has in store for us tomorrow. A little bit of a weak day here off of yesterday's strong candle. Kind of looks like a slipping hot dog pattern. Here on the hourly chart, like we broke back down below the geometric line. So, kind of like a little H movement. Maybe it can kind of work its way down and try to get to these lows here. So I've been generally hanging in there, but overall pretty weak. So we'll see what it gives us any action on a Friday. Twilio, again, we looked at this a little bit earlier. So again, upper shadow on that one. So a little bit of caution there. Shop got to the geometric line and reversed right off of it, right? So definitely looking interesting here. Potential cup and handle. Let's see if we can get a breakout on that and see if it can go. AMWL. Yep, still American well, just over the 8 days, so that's a good thing. So let's see if that can get any follow through the up. And TDOC with a little disappointing right there with the that upper shadow today. So we'll see if we can get above that. And of course, Tesla. So Tesla with the Morningstar reversal potential on this one. See if we can break above that and keep going. So good stuff there. Appreciate it, Michael. Yeah. So what else? You got NNDM. Again, big breakout on that one. Let's see if I can get some more follow through there. CMPS. Another big breakout one off the inside day on that too. A good mention from the other day. And then Riot. Wow, Riot still continue to move. Over $10 now. It gets a lot of institutions interested. So some very cool stuff there. Gary, yeah, Big C. Let's take a look. Big C with a small doji here, right? So a little bit of caution off the ADMA. That's a really small, narrow range today. So a little bit of caution there. Could be a little mini bear flag kind of in the works. GG, so what minute chart was your Apple shooting star? Apple shooting star. I think we were looking at the what was it? The 2 hour chart or the 4 hour chart? It was wasn't there a shooting star on there? So I think it was a 2 hour that we we're looking at here today. There was a shooting star candle on there. I don't see one off of this one here, but there's a red candle on it. I'm going into today. There's a big red candle off of it, but we'll see. I'm not exactly sure which one we're referring to there. But here's the 1 hour. I'm not seeing a shooting star off of that one right now. But again, looking pretty interesting there. So let's see how it holds. Again, it could be working on an ABC, or it might still be working on that impulsive wave up. We're definitely watching it. So good stuff there. ADPM. Let's take a look at SPLK again. Got splunked today, right? So keep an eye on the highs and lows. See if we can break out one of those levels. Snow candles look like a hook cross, potential reversal soon. Yeah, I mean, snow is just a huge day today, right? I mean, so it's just a big push to the upside again. Well, if it breaks above those highs, I mean, it could get some follow through the upside. In fact, it could be an interesting one to see going into tomorrow. So we actually got net on the radar too. Yeah, that gave, I believe that had a pretty decent day today. Yeah, a little hammer to the upside, kind of action, and they just kind of couldn't break out intraday today. But hanging in there is still a green day, so that's always a good thing. And APPS. APPS too with a again, this was on our radar as well. So we got a breakout here. We got the 618 pullback. It's hanging in there, right? It's still over the 80 MA. So let's see if we can get some strength on it and get going. It's good stuff there. IMRGK, what's going on? MSFT. This thing's trying, right? Maybe a 1-2-1-2 before it gets out, but at least it's hanging onto the cloud a little bit. But had a little bit of a rough afternoon on that one, so a little bit tough there. But let's see if we can get some strength and keep going. But Futu did not do as expected today, but pointed out they thought it'd be an Elliott Wave 5 up potential. Yeah, you have an amazing weekend too. Let's take a look at Futu. Oh yeah, and be sure to join us on Sunday for Riding the Waves with John and Paul. Wave 5 up is looking kind of interesting here. So it depends on how far back you're going. I mean, this definitely looks like an impulsive move up right here, possibly the end of a an initial wave up. Kind of an ABC pullback right here. 1, 2, 3, maybe a wave 4 it's working on. So could be getting to a wave 5. I'd like to see it close nicely above this. I did try to get above the 382, but let's see if we can get above the 80 MA and try to work its way back up again. But very, very interesting there. No, Reed, I kind of figured that's what you were doing, but it was okay to look at it. So see, you can see volume on the Splunk building starting from the bubble team. Nice. I know exactly. we're in the accumulation phase right now, right? Rohi, what's going on? Yeah, Boeing, again, great day today. Let's see if we can get some follow through to the upside here too. It looks like it still might have a little bit of energy left in it. So let's see if that can go. Again, some good positive news on it today generally. Tracy, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. So Facebook inside day today with a nasty pullback. It was showing some relative strength recently. I thought it might get some more strength today, but again, you still got to go with what the chart gives you on the intraday, and it was not showing any impulsively upside behavior. So it's holding on to the 8 day. So hopefully it can keep it, right? So that's the idea. Keep an eye on the inside day levels going into tomorrow. And then M up another 28 cents today. Big day yesterday and a big push there for a fresh recent high, and but did leave with an upper shadow on that one. So we got that going on there too. M King, what's going on? Zoom. Yeah, let's take a look at Zoom. So Zoom gave a nice bounce yesterday off of the geometric line, and they kind of gave us an inside day today, right? So with the vaccine news being a little bit blah from Pfizer, let's see if that news gets any follow through. If it does, the stay-at-home names could get going again. So let's see if we can see how it handles over the inside day, and if we can get back over the 80 MA on that one. James, MAR, tough name to trade, but a nice push on that one here. Good green day today with some decent volume, so looking pretty good there too. Samir, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, let's look at QS. This thing's a wild name, right? Fresh SPAC gone live, and gave you a green candle right here with a nice push to the upside. It is over the 80 MA, so let's see if that can continue to hold there. Tracy, yeah, Win. Let's take a look. Win. Why is that all the way over there? Okay, so Win, yeah, with a big move on that one too. Again, the casinos, the airlines, and the cruise lines, the usual suspects, right? We're pretty strong here today. Angel, Walmart playing with your emotions. I hear that. Yeah, it's just it's kind of breaking down out of the triangle right here. I was hoping it would give a little bit more of a push, but Walmart can be finicky for sure. It's not an easy name to trade. It gets tight and makes a little bit of a move sometimes, but right now it's just kind of blah. So I hear you on that one. Nitin, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, CRM again. It was on our bearish radar today, and it did push back down. It just couldn't get into the gap there today. So again, they're about to spend some big money right there. And then Tesla. So potential Morningstar reversal on that one. Amazon, double inside day. Let's see if we can get over the geometric levels there. Mookie, and then RKT. RKT, we were thinking it might take a doji sandwich down yesterday, but it's still below the 80 MA, so still kind of leaning a little bit bearish on it. So we'll see where it goes from there. James, yeah, CLDR. Gap up on earnings. Nice. Yeah, so a good push there. And looks like you said, some pretty decent moves. So hit a high of 1309. Woo! Hit a high of 1309 after hours, and it is up to these areas right here. So tough for a gap and go, right? We'd have to see it push over that 14.2 level, 14.2 level to really kind of do a gap and go. But nice move on that one. AMD, again, kind of a nasty pullback right here. At this point now, we're looking for retraces, see if they can confirm. Josh T, nice. T, let's take a look here. So T, oh yeah, from the option activity, it could be interesting. Let's see what it does. They got a little bit of a bullish action here today. I think they're releasing like their HBO shows or something like that. So we're kind of in this channel right here, but let's see if they could break down below those levels, right? So a little unusual option activity on those. Tracy, let's take a look at Kirk. Tracy, you and our group are the only ones that trade this. I'm telling you, like, we make the market on this one. This thing has just been epic. I mean, our group trades this one and they love it. A lot of Elliott Wave stuff on it. So big push there again. See if we can get over those highs again. Big move there after earnings. So nice stuff there. GG APPN. Let's take a look. APPN. So inside day up on APPN. So pretty nice right there. And I like how it's over the ADMA on that one. So that could be pretty interesting. And then FSLY. Still hanging in there too below the 50 days, so it's just kind of struggling there a little bit, not looking too amazing, but we'll wait, see if it gives some volume breakout candle or something like that. 5 of the big push right there is watch your upper shadow on that one there, Samit, and then VZ I believe had that inside day. Good stuff there. Yeah, inside day. Let's see if we can break out one way or the other. So Michael says Luminar is Peter Thiel. Planeteer side project. Okay, cool. It's going to go parabolic up over IPO highs after hours. Nice. You got to love it. Good stuff. And then Mauricio, what's going on? WWR. Yeah, it's been an interesting one here too. So you're kind of just climbing its way up here. It looks like a 1-2, 1-2. Let's even get into its fresh cloud right here and try to push into it. Otherwise, watch it as resistance. So good stuff, guys. Awesome. So Creighton, so one last thing I had to ask. You mentioned RSI today, which is amazing. Appreciate it. Do individual stocks have RSI like the market sectors do? Use an indicator with some of these? Yeah, you can use RSI in any stock. Definitely, right? Anything that's got volume and levels and all that, so you can definitely use it. So good stuff there. Absolutely. Awesome. Great question. Great stuff, guys. Awesome chart requests. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in this evening. Again, if you're new here, definitely be sure to subscribe on YouTube so you can check out our other videos and also the stuff that we post on Twitter. Looking forward to seeing you guys on Sunday night with Algo 382 Paul for the Elliott Wave Show, Riding the Waves with John and Paul. So be sure to tune in on Sunday night for that. And also be sure to check out the links in the description. We're going to be putting another newsletter out this weekend. So if you guys aren't in the group, definitely look to check that out so you can get the newsletter delivered fresh to you Sunday morning. So good stuff, guys. I appreciate everybody again for tuning in. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your evening. We'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow on Friday. And until then, stay healthy out there and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys soon.